This is not a suggestion, it is law. It is the hidden code of creation itself. You have been told to ask, but how do you ask the universe in a way that compels it to respond swiftly, precisely, and powerfully? You ask with knowing, not with desperation, not with fear, not with begging, but with calm, confident stillness. You say, it is done, not can I have it, not will you give it to me someday. You say, it is already mine. The secret is this: the universe does not hear your words. It hears your state. It reads your being. When you ask, you must become the one who already has. You must clothe yourself in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You must sit in the silence and walk in your imagination as though what you ask for is already yours. This is not imagination for fantasy's sake. This is creation, divine creation. If you desire love, feel love now. If you desire wealth, walk as one who is already rich in mind. If you desire freedom, move in this world with the confidence of the liberated. Do not wait to see it before you believe it. Believe it and you will surely see it. Ask the universe like this: show me what it feels like to be whole. Show me what it feels like to be chosen. Show me what it feels like to be powerful, prosperous, and overflowing with joy. And when you ask this way with conviction, the universe will not hesitate. It is bound by law to reflect your inner world. You are not asking something outside yourself. You are awakening something within. All things exist. All realities are now. What you seek is already done. Your only task is to shift your awareness, to change the channel, to occupy the state. You do not beg the universe, you declare boldly. The moment you drop to your knees in desperate plea, you proclaim to the unseen world that you are separate from your desire. And so the law, impartial and perfect, reflects back to you more of that separation. The universe is not moved by desperation, nor does it respond to lack. It echoes your inner conviction, your state of being. Therefore, when you ask, you must not plead, must assume. Assumption is not wishful thinking. It is not a fleeting hope. Assumption is a knowing, an inner certainty that what you have imagined is already yours. It is the spiritual posture of possession. When you declare a thing boldly, when you rise in the stillness of your own soul and say it is done, you are aligning with the very nature of creation. All things come to those who already have in consciousness. This is the hidden key the world has missed. People cry out in pain, asking for change, asking for signs, asking for help. Yet they do so while identifying themselves with the very absence of what they desire. They pray for love while feeling unlovable. They ask for wealth while identifying as poor. They plead for healing while wrapping themselves in the cloak of sickness. And then they wonder why the universe is silent. But hear this truth. The moment you assume the feeling of already having, the universe begins to reorganize itself to reflect that assumption. This is not magic, it is law. The law of consciousness is absolute. What you believe yourself to be inwardly, you will see reflected outwardly. The world is but a mirror and it does not lie. It shows you what you believe, not what you want. Speak as one who has already received. When you ask, do so with authority, with a quiet confidence that does not flinch when the physical world shows the opposite. That is the test. Can you persist in the feeling of fulfillment even while the senses scream lack? Can you maintain the assumption when there is no evidence except your inner knowing? This is the difference between those who manifest quickly and those who wait endlessly. The former knows that the invisible is more real than the visible. They know that reality begins in the imagination. They know that every outer circumstance is only the shadow of a deeper inner truth. So they do not react. They do not beg. They decide. And in deciding, they align with the nature of the divine. Creation is finished. All that you could ever desire already exists, not in some distant place or future, but now in the invisible realm of spirit. The door is imagination and the key is assumption. Walk through boldly. Assume the state of the one who already has and the world will conform. The moment you say, I am, you create. Say, I am prosperous. Say, I am loved. Say, I am whole. And then feel it, not from the lips, but from the heart. You will know when it's real because you'll feel the peace of possession. You'll stop seeking because you've already found it within. This is how the universe works. It answers your assumption, not your voice. It delivers what you believe, not what you beg for. So ask, but ask as one who knows. Declare boldly and do not waver. In that state of quiet confidence, all things shall be added unto you. The only true prayer is feeling, not the words you speak, not the rituals you follow, not the length of your request. It is the feeling that carries the power. You may speak the most eloquent phrases, recite sacred texts, or repeat affirmations 1,000 times. But if your inner state contradicts your words, nothing changes. The universe does not respond to your mouth. It responds to your soul. And your soul speaks in feeling. Feeling is the secret doorway to manifestation. It is the bridge between the invisible and the visible, the internal and the external. When your feeling matches the reality you desire, you collapse the space between imagination and fact. The world around you begins to bend, shift, and rearrange to reflect the truth you hold within. This is why people can speak constantly of success and yet remain in lack, because their inner feeling whispers doubt. They say they believe, but they feel fear. And it is the feeling, not the words, that the universe obeys. The law is impersonal, unchanging, and absolute. If you feel lack even while saying, I am rich, you will experience more lack. If you feel unworthy even while declaring, I am loved, you will continue to live out the echo of rejection. But if you drop every word and sink into the quiet certainty of fulfillment, if you can feel rich, whole, and loved now, you are in alignment with the end. And the end always creates the means. This is why silence is often more powerful than speech. In the silence, you can enter the stillness of your own being and ask not with your mouth, but with your heart. You close your eyes, breathe deep, and imagine the thing you desire not as a distant hope, but as a present reality. You feel the weight of it, the warmth of it, the joy of it. And in that sacred moment, you become one with your desire. That is prayer. That is creation. Do not be fooled by appearances. Do not wait for the outer world to give you permission to feel the inner reality. It is not, I will feel successful when I have success. It is, I feel successful now, and therefore success comes. The cause is always internal. The effect follows. But train yourself to feel your prayer before it is visible. Train yourself to move past the noise of doubt and sink into the stillness of knowing. Your feeling is the signal. It is the vibration you send out into the field of infinite potential, and it always returns in form. The outer world is your mirror. It reflects not your words, but your dominant emotional state. So when you pray, do not worry about the right phrases. Do not fret over whether you are saying it correctly. Go deeper. Ask yourself, how would I feel if it were already done? And then feel it. Stay there. Live there. That is the true prayer. That is the moment creation begins. And once you have touched that feeling, hold it. Nurture it. Walk through the world not as one who is seeking, but as one who has already received. Because in truth, once you've felt it, once you've become it within, it is already yours. The outer must obey the inner always. Imagination is the sacred temple of creation. It is not a place of idle dreams or fleeting fantasies. It is the workshop of reality, the holy ground where the invisible becomes visible. All things begin first in the imagination. Every building, every invention, every movement, every transformation in your life was first conceived as a thought, felt as a possibility, and then shaped into form. When you understand the power of your imagination, you understand the power of creation itself. What you vividly imagine and feel as real will harden into fact. This is not a poetic suggestion. It is a law. The imagination, fused with feeling, becomes the architect of your world. Whatever you accept as true in your inner world, whatever you see clearly and emotionally experience as done, will move into form. It must. The outer world cannot help but reflect the inner state. Imagination is not just a private escape. It is the divine tool you were given to shape the course of your life. But most people misuse this gift. They imagine worst-case scenarios. They rehearse failure. They picture rejection, conflict, poverty, loss. And because they do so with strong emotion, those things become their experience. They think the imagination is just daydreaming, unaware that they are planting seeds that will grow into reality. You cannot imagine consistently with dread and expect joy. You cannot feel unworthy in your vision and expect to be treated with value. Your world responds not to what you want, but to what you imagine and feel is true. To use imagination rightly is to become deliberate in your vision. It is to quiet the senses and enter the state where you see and feel from the end. You do not simply see the thing you desire. You see yourself in the experience of it. You feel it as if it is happening now. You do not wish for change. You assume it has already occurred. This is the sacred act. This is true worship, to sit silently and feel the reality of your desired state, to become it inwardly, and to know that this inner transformation must find its counterpart in the world around you. You do not need to know how it will come. You do not need to manipulate the outer world. You only need to persist in the assumption of your imagined reality, remain faithful to it, return to it often, let it live in you. The longer you dwell in that state, the more naturally your outer world will conform to it. The universe reorders itself around the dominant imagery of your inner being. What you accept as true within, you will live without. This is why imagination must be sacred. You must protect it from fear, from doubt, from the pollution of other people's limitations. Guard your mind as you would guard a precious temple, for within it lives the power to transfer area of your life. You are not subject to the world. The world is subject to your inner vision. The moment you feel something real in imagination, you have already created it. It is finished. You need only walk through the bridge of incidents that will carry you there. You will be led, people will appear, opportunities will rise, doors will open not because you chased them, but because you aligned with them inwardly. Imagination fused with feeling is the divine language of creation. Use it not to escape, but to design, not to wish, but to become. Stand in your mind's eye as the person you desire to be. Feel the joy, the relief, the gratitude of having it now. That is the sacred moment. That is creation, and the world will respond, as it always does, to the vision you have dared to believe. Your inner conversations shape your world. Every moment, whether you realize it or not, you are engaged in a silent dialogue with yourself. These thoughts are not idle. They are not private musings that vanish into nothingness. They are the seeds of your reality, the way you speak to yourself, the tone you use, the assumptions you carry within your internal dialogue. These become the blueprint for your outer experience. The world you see is the echo of what you say inwardly, repeated again and again. You may speak kindly to others, smile on the outside, and say all the right things in public, but if your inner conversation is one of self-doubt, fear, or unworthiness, that is what will manifest. The universe does not respond to appearances, does not hear your voice, and it hears your belief. And belief is formed by repetition. Belief is carved through the steady rhythm of inner speech. The dialogue that runs through your mind day and night becomes the script your life follows. You cannot say to yourself, "I'll never succeed," and then expect to succeed. You cannot entertain thoughts of failure and then wonder why doors don't open. It is not punishment, it is reflection. The law of consciousness works perfectly. Whatever you accept and rehearse inwardly is impressed upon your subconscious and then expressed in the world. Life is always listening to what you say when no one else can hear you. This is why you must become aware. Watch the dialogue within. It is always creating. Begin to notice the tone of your self-talk. Are you encouraging or critical? Do you speak with faith or fear? Are you imagining the best or anticipating the worst? These are not harmless musings, they are creative acts. They are invitations to the universe to send you more of the same. You must become the master of your inner world, not through force, but through awareness. The moment you catch yourself speaking limitations, stop. Do not school yourself, simply revise it. If you hear yourself say, "Nothing ever works out for me," gently replace it with, "Everything is working out in my favor." Say it until it feels natural. Say it until it becomes familiar. Say it until it becomes true in your world. Your mind is pliable. It will believe what you consistently affirm. You can teach it to speak the language of victory. You can train it to repeat what is noble, powerful, and uplifting. And once your inner world changes, your outer world will follow. This is not hopeful thinking, it is spiritual law. The greatest changes in life happen not when the world shifts, but when your self-talk does. When you begin to speak to yourself as one who is worthy, loved, capable, and favored, you begin to live that truth. Opportunities arise, relationships improve, confidence grows, not because the world suddenly got better, but because you became better inwardly. The world has no choice but to mirror your transformation. Your imagination is the stage, your inner words are the script, and your life is the performance. Speak deliberately. Let every word you say within be one of power and truth. Do not wait for external change to speak differently. Speak differently and the change will come. You are always creating. Even in silence, you are shaping. Choose your words well. Let your inner dialogue be the voice of the version of you that already has what you desire. Speak as the healed, the loved, the successful, the abundant. Speak with faith, with joy, with conviction. And when you do, the world will rise to meet you in that same frequency. First, for the outer is nothing but the projection of the inner. Change your inner conversation and you change your life. Time is an illusion. Manifestation happens now. The mind, conditioned by the senses, believes that things unfold in a linear sequence, past, present, and future. Both lies deeper. In the realm of consciousness, all things exist now. What you call the future is not ahead of you. It is here, existing in the unseen, waiting for you to recognize it, claim it, and bring it forth into form. You do not manifest by waiting. You manifest by aligning. There is only one moment, and it is always now. When you imagine something happening, and you feel the truth of it deeply within you, you collapse the illusion of time. You are not hoping for something later. You are experiencing it now in consciousness. And that now becomes the seed of the physical reality to come. If you keep projecting your desire into the future, saying someday or when, you push it away. You are telling your subconscious that it does not yet exist. But the moment you dwell in it emotionally, the moment you feel it is already done, you bring it into your present awareness, and what is felt as real will be made real. Everything is already finished. Creation is complete. You are not bringing something new into existence. You are selecting from infinite realities the one you choose to occupy, that version of you who already has the love, the wealth, the peace, the freedom. It exists now. You don't have to earn it or find it. You must identify with it. Step into it. Feel the truth of it. Leaven that version of you inwardly. This is how you call it, from the invisible to the visible. Most people wait to feel the joy until the thing comes. They say, when I have the money, I'll feel secure. When I have the relationship, I'll feel love. When I succeed, I'll feel worthy. But that is reversed. You must feel the security first. You must feel the love now. You must feel the worthiness before the evidence appears. This is not deception. This is alignment. This is living by the Spirit, not by the senses. The senses will always confirm what is, but imagination reveals what can be, and feeling makes it so. Time is illusion. Then you must withdraw your attention from the calendar, the clock, the waiting. You must understand that the only thing separating you from your desire is your own belief that it is not here. The moment you release that belief, the moment you move into the feeling that it is here, you begin to witness bridges of events that bring it into view. Not because you chased it, but because you became one with it. This mental trick has no optimal step. Be born awake, be bounded, be calm, be mindful. Let this be your practice. Sit in stillness, close your eyes, and enter the scene where your desire is fulfilled. Make it vivid, make it rich. Hear the sounds. See the details, but above all, feel the emotion. Feel the gratitude, the relief, the joy of it being yours now, not tomorrow, not next week now. Dwell in that feeling as long as you can. That is your prayer, that ring. That is the command to the universe. You do not manifest by effort. You manifest by assumption, and assumption is a present tense act. When you believe something is yours now, your behavior changes, your vibration changes, your energy shifts. The world responds not to your words, but to your state of being. And your state of being is shaped by what you feel to be true now. To manifest your desire, you must become the version of yourself who already possesses it. You must embody the frequency of that fulfilled state. You cannot remain as the one who is waiting, doubting, hoping, and expect the reality of success, love, or abundance to come to you. You must shift into the state where you are no longer seeking it. You are living it inwardly and emotionally. This is the sacred art of aligning, not with effort, but with identity. If you desire peace, become peaceful. If you desire love, become loving. If you desire wealth, become the one who already knows what it feels like to be secure, provided for, and free. This inner shift is the true work of manifestation. When you stop chasing the thing and instead embody the state, the thing must come. It has no choice. It is law. Many believe they can fake this process, pretending on the surface, while deep inside still feeling separate from their desire. But the universe is not fooled by appearances. It does not respond to words or performance. It responds to vibration, your emerald tone, your assumptions, your felt reality. That is why becoming is so powerful. You are not trying to get something, you are returning to the version of you where that something already exists. This version of you is not imaginary, it is real. It lives in the unseen, in the infinite field of possibility. And the more you dwell in that state through imagination, through feeling, through repetition, the more it crystallizes into form. You do not need to push or control anything. The outer world organizes itself to reflect the change within you. It is not your effort that moves mountains, it is your being. So ask yourself, who would I be if I already had what I desire? How would I think? How would I walk? What would I feel day to day, moment to moment? That version of you is the key. Begin to step into that role as you would a well-worn coat. Let it feel natural. Let it feel familiar. Rehearse it in your mind, not once or twice, but until it becomes second nature. The more you become it, the faster the outer world confirms it. This is why some manifest quickly and others not at all. Those who receive swiftly have made no gap between who they are and what they desire. They walk in the state as if it were already true. They do not question it. They do not look for signs or ask when it will arrive. They live it now. And because they live it, they draw it in effortlessly. You are not separate from your dream. You are not lacking. You are not waiting. The moment you decide to be the one who has, life must respond in kind. Everything shifts around the one who has shifted within. That is how the unseen becomes seen. That is how desires become reality, not by hoping, but by being. Yeah, you are not here to beg the universe. You are here to remember that you are the universe in motion. Your every assumption, your every feeling, your every inner word is creating. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. You were never meant to chase your dreams. You were meant to become the version of you who already lives them. When you understand this truth, you stop reaching outward and begin turning inward. You no longer wait, you embody. You no longer plead, you declare. Your imagination becomes your sanctuary, your feelings become your prayer, and your world becomes the mirror of your awakened state. So ask the universe, not with desperation, but with conviction. Not with fear, but with fullness. Become the one who already has, and the world will bow in reflection. Because the moment you shift your being, the universe shifts with you. When you walk into that store, open that app, or mark that slip, pause, that moment is sacred. This is not gambling. This is creation. The world tells you to hope, but hope is uncertainty. What you must carry is knowing, the kind of knowing that doesn't flinch when the odds shout against you. The kind of knowing that says, it is done. Do not play as one who is waiting to receive. Play as one who already has. When you hold that ticket, feel the coolness of it in your hand and let your mind whisper gently, this is the one. Not because of luck, but because you chose it in consciousness long before the numbers ever rolled into reality. You must understand this. The numbers are not chosen for you. They are chosen by you through your inner conviction. And that conviction must be silent, calm, unshakable. Do not keep checking. Do not talk about what if. That is the language of doubt. Instead, close your eyes tonight and sleep as the winner. Not the person hoping to win, but the one who already has. Let your body relax in the softness of wealth. Let your breath settle into certainty. Let your mind rest not in desire, but in fulfillment. You are not chasing numbers. You are tuning into a reality where the numbers already align. Hold that ticket like it's your birthright and speak over it. Thank you for choosing me. Not someday, not maybe, but now. You are imprinting the physical with the power of the invisible. And above all, don't visualize the moment of winning. That's just a door. Visualize what's on the other side. See the home. See the travel. See the ease. See the freedom. See your mother smiling. See the people you help. See the joy of walking into a room and knowing everything is taken care of. Because that is where the magic lies. So play, but don't just play the lottery. Play reality. Do not buy the ticket in hope. Buy it as one who already possesses what the world is still waiting to see. This is the secret most overlooked. Hope is passive. It waits. But knowing is active. It creates. When you act from hope, you stand outside of your desire. Admiring it is something distant, fragile, uncertain. But when you act from knowing, you become one with the thing you seek. You collapse the distance between yourself and the outcome. You become the fulfillment of the desire itself. Understand this. There is a great difference between wanting to win and knowing you have won. The former is rooted in lack. It says, I don't have. The latter is rooted in abundance. It says, it is already mine. One stems from separation, the other from union. When you walk up to purchase that ticket, your outer world may still look the same, but your inner world must already have shifted. You are no longer a person trying to become rich. You are rich, participating in the ritual of claiming what has already been assigned to you. Most people buy tickets with shaky hands and hopeful hearts. They speak about luck, chance, and odds. They discuss numbers and strategies. But what they do not realize is that the real lottery happens within. It is the state of consciousness you occupy when you make the decision to play. The only number that matters is the frequency you are tuned to. Because reality, as you know it, must reflect back to you the dominant tone of your imagination. So when you choose the numbers, don't scratch the card or tap submit. Do so with quiet confidence. Do not beg, do not wonder. And above all, do not wait. The one who knows does not wait. They live as if the outcome has already been delivered. They do not obsessively check. They do not keep asking, What if? They do not allow their current bank balance to tell them who they are. No, they walk differently. They breathe differently. They treat money differently, not recklessly, but freely, because they know it flows in like breath and just as naturally. You must train yourself to live in the assumption. When the desire is imagined with intensity and accepted as real, then life bends to it. This is the principle few understand. You are not drawing a lucky number. You are aligning with a version of yourself that already has it. That self already exists. It is already done. And when you dwell in that version, when you live from that place, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the physical must conform. You do not need signs. You do not need proof. The world will try to convince you otherwise. It will demand evidence before it allows belief. But you must do the opposite. You must offer belief before the evidence appears. You must walk into the store and feel what it's like to have already received. Smile softly, not because of what may happen, but because of what already has. And in that quiet certainty, something shifts, not in the ticket, but in you. The magic is not in the paper. The magic is in the state. And that state, when faithfully occupied, draws all things into form. You are not reaching forward. You are remembering backward. The moment you say, I am the winner with calm conviction, the world must rearrange itself to mirror your knowing. So do not hope. Hope belongs to those who still doubt. No. Know it is yours. And live from that knowing. Then watch as the outer reflects the inner. And the numbers obedient to your imagination fall into place. Before the numbers are drawn, before the world can catch up to what you already know, you must dwell in the end. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is not a mental game of pretending. It is a spiritual act of creation. It is the bold declaration that what you desire already is, even if your senses insist otherwise. The world is always lagging behind your inner convictions. What you see with your eyes is simply the echo of what you believed within. So if you desire to win, you must first win in imagination. You must go there not once, not briefly, but often with vivid emotion and sincerity. You must inhabit that version of yourself that has already received the blessing. Close your eyes and ask, how does it feel to know the numbers matched? Not just the joy in the moment of discovery, but the deep lasting peace that comes when the burden of lack has fallen away. What would change in your breath, your walk, your posture, your choices? You see, it is not about wishing to win. Wishing is still waiting, but feeling it is real. Embracing it without evidence is the bridge at night. When the lights are off and the mind is free from distractions, this is your sacred time. Before you fall asleep, surrender to the feeling that you are already the person who has won. Don't reach for it as if it's distant. Sink into it. Let your body relax as one who has nothing more to chase. Let your heart beat with the rhythm of abundance. Let your soul whisper thank you, not for a future event, but for a reality already here. This is not mere visualization. Visualization is a technique. This is possession. It is not imagining the money arriving. It is being the one who already has it. The distinction is subtle but powerful. When you imagine as though it's coming, you keep it on the horizon. But when you feel it as yours now, you pull it into the present. And the present is the only place manifestation can occur. Speak not of the wind as a hope, but as a memory. It felt so simple. I always knew. Of course it happened. Use the tone of certainty. Let your inner dialogue reflect fulfillment, not lack. And don't be concerned with the outer. The numbers are just symbols, and symbols obey the one who holds the state. You might think the odds are against you, but you are not dealing with chance. You are dealing with law, the law that says whatever you feel to be true will shape itself into form. So the number you dwell in the end, you give the universe its command. You say, this is who I am. And all things begin to shift. But the shift begins with you, not with the ticket, not with the machine, not with chance, but with you, with your inner world, with the assumption you carry into sleep, into conversation, into your breath. So don't wait to feel like a winner. Feel it now. Assume it now. Be it now. Because what you assume, you create. And when you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you draw the unseen into the seen. And the magic begins. Do not obsess over how or when it will happen. The moment you plant the seed, your part is complete. The desire has been set into motion, and the rest is not yours to micromanage. You were never asked to make it happen. You were asked to believe it has already happened. That is the difference between manifesting with power and delaying it with fear. The seed grows in silence and in darkness, not by force, not by constant digging to see if it's sprouting. It grows by surrender. So it is with your desires. Once the feeling has been assumed, once the inner act has been accepted as real, your work is to let go. Let the unseen forces do what they must. Trust that it is working, even if you cannot yet see the evidence. Many delay their manifestations, not because they don't want them enough, because they want them too much. They cling, they chase, they doubt. They question whether it's working. They stare at the calendar wondering if they did enough. But this energy of desperation is not creation. It is resistance. It is trying to force the flower to bloom before it's ready. You must learn the art of detachment. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop controlling. You no longer need to beg the universe for signs. You no longer need to constantly affirm or visualize with anxiety. Instead, you rest in the confidence that it is already yours and that it is making its way to you in perfect time and perfect form. Let go of the how. The human mind will try to solve it, manipulate it, predict it, but you are not the source of the miracle. You are the recipient of it. All things are being arranged behind the curtain, far beyond what you can comprehend. Stay in your state of knowing and trust the unfolding. Let go of the when. Time is an illusion to the creative spirit. What feels like a delay is often a period of alignment. The universe is not ignoring you. It is preparing the exact path for your manifestation to arrive without obstruction. If it seems quiet, it's not empty. It's sacred, just like the roots that spread underground before the tree breaks the surface. Letting go is not giving up. It is the highest form of faith. It says, I know it is done and I do not need to interfere. And from that posture of surrender, the manifestation comes not with effort, but with grace. It may arrive suddenly or softly, but it will come because it must. Reality cannot withhold what you have already claimed in consciousness. Detach from needing to see it. Instead, feel it. Let the inner feeling be enough. Let the peace that comes from knowing replace the panic of needing. Live your life as though it's already settled. Go about your day with lightness, not waiting, but enjoying, not hoping, but resting. Let every action carry the quiet energy of one who already possesses what others are still reaching for. You don't have to know the mechanics. You only need to know the truth. What you accept as real in imagination, you will experience in life. So do not dig up your desire with doubt. Water it with trust. Shine the light of calm confidence upon it. And when you least expect it, when you are no longer looking, what you once desired will walk right into your world, drawn by the silent power of your surrender. So detach, not because you don't care, but because you care enough to let it come in its perfect way. And it will come not through force, but through faith. Not through worry, but through rest. Let go. The seed has been planted. And the magic, as always, is already underway. Hold the ticket with reverence, not as a mere slip of paper, not as a random chance tossed into the wind, but as a sacred symbol. This ticket is not lifeless. It is the bridge between your inner world and outer reality. It holds within it the potential for transformation if you dare to see beyond its appearance. Many clutch a lottery ticket in desperation, hoping it will change their lives. But hope is weak compared to belief. And belief is still a step below knowing. You must rise beyond all three. You must treat the ticket not as something that might work, but as something that has already served its purpose. When you hold it, you are not waiting for your numbers to appear. You are acknowledging the manifestation already complete in the unseen. Speak to the ticket. Yes, speak to it. Words carry vibration and intention directs power. Speak as one who knows you are blessed. You are the carrier of wealth. You are the doorway to my answered prayer. Don't speak in fear. Don't speak to convince yourself. Speak because your soul already recognizes the truth. This is not about magic in the traditional sense. It is about energy. Everything is energy. The ticket, your voice, your thoughts, your emotions, all are frequencies in motion. And when you bless the ticket, you tune it to the frequency of abundance. You are not changing the paper. You are impressing your consciousness upon it. You are making it fertile ground for manifestation. Hold it gently, but with confidence. As you touch it, imagine your energy transferring into it. The feeling of wealth, the joy of receiving, the calm knowing that all is well, imbue it with love, not attachment love, because love does not grasp. Love trusts, and trust is what makes the invisible visible. You must remember, the ticket is not the source of your wealth. It is the servant of your assumption. Do not place your power in it. Place your power within and then extend it to the ticket. It is simply the container that will carry what you have already created in imagination. Just as a letter is not the message, it It simply delivers it. Most people wait until after the numbers are drawn to assign meaning. But you are not most people. You understand that creation begins in the unseen. You assign meaning now. You give thanks now. You celebrate now because you have already received inwardly. The ticket is the physical echo of an inner act, the harvest of a seed once planted. As you go about your day, carry the ticket not in fear, but in faith. Do not check it constantly. Do not beg it to win. That energy speaks of lack. Instead, carry it the way one carries something sacred, with stillness, with gratitude, with certainty. Whisper to it, if only in your heart, thank you. You are already fulfilled. And then release it. You have done your part. You have breathed life into it through your imagination. You have aligned your emotion, your energy, your belief. There is nothing more to chase, only to receive. The ticket is no longer paper. It is a symbol, a reflection of the unseen becoming seen, a quiet reminder that reality bends to your assumption that wealth is not found, it is embodied. And what you embody, you draw near. So bless the ticket, not because it holds your future, but because it reflects your present assumption. And if that assumption is one of fulfilled desire, of complete trust, of deep knowing, then the ticket will simply follow the script you've already written in your heart. Let it be so. Give thanks daily, not for what might come, but for what already is. This is the great secret hidden in plain sight. Gratitude in advance is the mark of one who knows. It is not a ritual of polite manners. It is the language of receivers. When you give thanks for what has not yet appeared, you are not pretending. You are acknowledging what is already real in the invisible. You are aligning your inner world to the reality you have claimed. Gratitude is not something you use after something good happens. It is the tool by which things happen. It is a creative force, a signal to the unseen realm that you are in harmony with what you've asked for. When you feel grateful, you are not waiting, you are receiving. You are not longing, you are living in the end. So speak your thanks with conviction. Thank you for this blessing that is already mine. Say it before you see it, because waiting to see it is not faith. That is sight, and sight follows belief, never the other way around. Your world does not change because you are thankful after. It shifts when you are thankful before. Do not confuse this with forced positivity. Gratitude in advance is not about suppressing emotion. It is about elevating your awareness. It is choosing to dwell in the vibration of fullness rather than lack, even if the bank account says otherwise, even if the world appears unchanged. You close your eyes and feel the abundance within, and you give thanks for it as though it were already in your hands. When you rise in the morning, let your first words be, thank you. It is done. Not out of habit, but from a deep inner knowing. You are not asking, you are receiving. You are not hoping, you are declaring. This shifts your entire state of being. And when your state is aligned with gratitude, miracles must come, not because you force them. The mind may say, but I haven't received anything yet. That is the trap. You have received everything already in consciousness. And consciousness is the only true substance. The physical follows just as shadows follow form. Gratitude carves the space for that form to solidify. Feel it. See yourself walking into the life you've imagined. Hear the sounds of it. Taste the sweetness of it. Then say thank you. Not with a question mark, but with a period, because that is final. That is sure. That is the heart that has already received. Even when doubt creeps in, answer it with gratitude. When fear whispers, what if it doesn't happen? When you reply with thank you, it already has. When delay appears, thank the delay for preparing something better. When the world looks silent, thank the silence for the perfection it hides. You are no longer reacting to appearances. You are creating from within. Let your thankfulness become your rhythm. Make it your atmosphere. Let your breath carry the energy of one who walks with blessings already poured out. This is not fantasy. This is alignment. And alignment is what causes mountains to move, doors to open, and destiny to rearrange itself around you. Gratitude in advance is your evidence of belief. It is the proof you trust what you cannot yet see. That trust will never be betrayed. The universe cannot resist a grateful heart. It bends to serve it every time. So give thanks. Not once, not only when it's easy, but daily, deliberately, joyfully. Give thanks like the one who already holds the winning ticket. Give thanks like the one who already lives the dream. Because in the unseen realm, you already do. And in time, the seen must follow. You were never playing the lottery to win. You were playing because you already knew. The world sees chance, but you move by inner law. You no longer hope. You no longer beg. You become. Each act from blessing the ticket to assuming the feeling to giving thanks in advance is not superstition. It is power. It is alignment with the unseen forces that shape all things. You have shifted from waiting to receiving, from effort to embodiment, from desire to fulfillment. You live now as one who already holds the prize, not because the numbers say so, but because your imagination declared it so. You do not chase results. You rest in the truth that they are already yours. As you let go of the how, the when, and the noise, you become magnetic to the very thing you once longed for. This is not about luck. It is about consciousness. The only lottery that ever mattered was the one inside your mind. As you play, you no longer play to get. You play to express what is already done within you. The moment you assume the wish fulfilled, the moment you feel the life after the win, the moment you give thanks before it appears, that is the moment it becomes real. Thank you for choosing belief over doubt, stillness over struggle, and creation over chance. Let this knowing be your new foundation. The magic was never in the numbers. It was in you.